How would you like to be able to recover from childhood trauma? Blanca Rodriguez will tell us how. She's the CEO of Wounded Healer. So Blanca, tell us, what are the main causes of childhood trauma and how can an entrepreneur recover from them? Heal Podcast with Lily Patrascu shares longevity and anti-aging techniques to stay young forever, increase energy, overcome addiction, and live your longest, best life ever. Shared by world's most innovative, alternative, and traditional health thought leaders, healers, and doctors. Discover quantum healing strategies to heal your mind, body, and soul.
Well, the definition of trauma is wounds that have not been properly healed. So definitely in my experience with living many, many decades of my life with childhood trauma without being properly addressed, when I finally started the healing process, I didn't do it alone. That is for sure. I seek the support that I so very much needed and deserve. And this is what happens with a lot of people that has some kind of trauma. They hide it. They tend to try to forget about it, ignore it, perhaps throw it in a box, lock it with a key and throw away the key. It doesn't work that way, people. So definitely seeking the proper help, the proper support, going to support groups. I went to counseling, I went to support groups, and definitely it was a huge door that opened to me towards having a better quality of life, no matter what age I was. And I started my healing process in my 40s, actually, since I was a child. So it was many decades of dealing with demons that, honestly, to be very honest with you, Lily, I could have addressed this much before the time I did, but definitely it is worth it. Let's remember that we don't face trauma by running away from it. Don't do like I did. We face trauma by confronting it head on.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because my dad left me and my mother and my brother when I was 3 years old. And I think for a long time, if not to say for the entire life, I've been pretending that I don't care and that I'm better off without him. But what I've noticed as I grew kind of older was that I became attracted to these kind of emotionally unavailable or physically unavailable partners. And I found them incredibly attractive and chemically addictive as well. Mm-hmm. So only now, I would say from maybe 35, actually not even 35, I would say from about 40 years plus, I'm 43 now, that I'm starting to become more aware of my role in attracting these people and how I need to prioritize healing. And I still actually don't have a clue what I need to do. So give us a blueprint of what would someone do to heal from childhood trauma of, let's say, emotional or physical unavailability of one or both parents?
Yes, I do relate with you tremendously. I lost my father when I was 8 years old in a very violent way. And then after that, my mother fell into a deep depression and she never recovered from it. So in a big way, I lost both parents at the same time. My mother, just like your father, she was emotionally unavailable. And everything was, was her favorite phrase. We keep on going and we keep on going. And yes, it's a wonderful phrase, but when it's used literally in everything in life, sometimes you can fall in a deep rabbit hole. Okay, if somebody is not available for me emotionally, then I would have to deal with it because we keep on going. And just like yourself, I had a tremendous attraction for people that were totally unavailable and violent. My father died in a very violent way. And I can tell you this, these are traumas that haven't been properly addressed. And even though we say, oh, I don't care, I'll just forget about it, we never forget about it. It never works that way. It has never worked that way. And I truly believe that this is when help really is vital to start letting go of that generational trauma. We are beings of habit. It takes 21 to 67 days to build a habit, and in many cases, much longer than that. The same way we build this habit since we were little kids of having people around us that were emotionally or physically unavailable, the same way we can build a new habit of having the support that we so very much deserve and need. Making a list of what we deserve, because this is the thing, we have to feel, to really embrace that we are worthy of these individuals, not attention, but love, support, and being unconditionally there for you. And this is very different considering from where we come from in life, definitely. So definitely in my story, I made a list of the 10 things that I value the most in this person that is going to be there for me. And I would recite it like it was a script from a movie. I would stand in front of the mirror and I would say to myself, Blanca, you deserve an individual that is loving, caring, supporting, funny, present in your life, that you have things in common, that you meet halfway. How important it is to agree to disagree in order to have a healthy relationship, not only with your special person, but with everybody, any relationship in life. So definitely facing ourselves and starting to change these habits that we grew up with. Definitely that is the key for real change and growth in life.
Thank you. When, let's say, you meet people at an event, okay, you become mostly attracted to those exact people that are likely to trigger you emotionally. What is a good way to avoid kind of like being attracted to those people or starting a relationship with those people when you know deep inside that actually they are going to be very toxic for you, but they are still sort of like chemically so addictive to the point that when you start meeting them, you want to know more, you want to be there. And the more they reject you, the more they betray you, the more they are emotionally unavailable, you become almost like clingy because you want to make it work somehow. What is the solution for that?
Well, definitely the solution for every single question that we have is definitely within us. And when we find ourselves, and I can tell you from my perspective on being attracted, it didn't matter if it was to have a partner. It was here we go again, in many relationships that people will be just unavailable, that they will be rejecting, but I would want to, I just want to run to this person. And this is when it's up to us to look at ourselves in the inside and say, hey, I think this is a pattern. Hey, Blanca, I think this pattern is really not serving me well. I think this pattern is being redundant, repetitive in my life. We are beings of repetition, and repetition is the mother of all skill. What to do in that case? You know what? Step into the uncomfortable. Step into the zone where you have never been in your life, relationship-wise, friendship-wise, even family-wise. There is a lot of family members, unfortunately, that they are toxic in our lives. And this is why we have the right to have a chosen family, people that are there for you, people that don't point at you with the finger, people that don't turn around and talk crap about you. Because this is the thing, if you are with someone and this someone is talking smack about someone else, guess what's going to happen with you? The moment you turn around and walk away, that person is going to be talking smack about you too. So why even bother to be around people like this? People that don't help in your growth, people that are not conducive to what you want to do in life. If you are, let's say, into more spirituality, join a group of people that are attracted to spirituality, to growth, to meditation, to prayer, to being in gratitude every single day for the simplest things we have in life. Definitely, this really, really works. And here we go again. We are beings of habit. So it's about admitting, oh, I think I am falling again into this toxic habit of being with people that are not helping my growth or become a better person, a better version of myself, versus the ones that is like, wow, that group seems interesting. They seem to be relaxed. We are beings of energy. So we definitely feel the energy within the individuals that are toxic and the individuals that are just lighter, that they are into a lighter conversation, that they are really interested in who you are. What are your goals? What are your dreams? I am here to support you. People that are supporting to your dreams, no matter what dream that may be. And that is the way to go, definitely.
Thank you. Tell us the top parts of your blueprint for people to recover from childhood trauma. What kind of habits or routines or apps would they need to use in order to start recovering? You mentioned a couple of them. What other steps are there for people to put in place so they can gradually build healthy relationships?
In my honest opinion, is about what we think about ourselves. We can be, well, I have been my own worst enemy for a very long time. I was in that stage, and it was repetitive, it was redundant, it was long, it was heavy, it was dark. And I would say about myself, I am so stupid. Oh, I am such a klutz. Oh, I mean, I would say so many insults to myself. What does that do? Be careful. What you declare, what you say definitely becomes a reality. And if you're opening the door for you to insult yourself, to put yourself down, definitely the even bigger door will open for people to think about you that way. This is why it's so important. Self-talk. Self-talk is the most important conversation that you can have with yourself. Why is this? Because the moment that I started the long process, because it's a long process, you got to be patient. Yeah, patience. This is something that is a word that it can be scary for so many people in this world that is going at such a fast pace all the time, all the time, all the time. There's no time to breathe. There's no time to react. There's no time to rest. There's no time to embrace who you are and what you say. There's this very powerful book called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Hemstetter, PhD. This book transformed the way that I have a conversation with myself. And it's all about mantras. Mantras are, I am a powerful woman. I am worthy of better things in life. I am safe. Wow, that is a powerful, powerful saying. Why do I say to me, I am safe is so powerful? Because when my father died, he was killed. My mother was with chronic, untreated mental illness. It was a very unhealthy and very dangerous environment, full of violence, full of despair, full of loss, full of hatred. And when I started saying, I am safe to be happy. I am safe to have better relationships. I am safe to shine with my own light. I am safe to be a better human being, no matter what age we are. How powerful is that? And these are just some of the nuggets to help us let go of what no longer serves us and welcome to what is conducive for a better quality of life.
Thank you. For those people that have been abused since they were really young, how can they stop the cycle of abuse that affects their money, their relationships, their life, and even their self-abuse that they may engage in as a result?
Yeah, definitely. There is, I mean, research has shown that we are the reflection of the five people that are closest to us. Choose wisely. This is a very powerful statement and is absolutely true. When I was in my younger years, who I was surrounded with, the hard partiers, the people that will be in drugs and alcohol, jumping from person to person. The party will never end. That was my younger years. Who am I surrounded with nowadays? People that are business owners, that they have goals, that they have dreams, that they are successful, and not only successful financially, but successful from the mind and heart. People that have a story to tell, that have broken that umbilical cord of generational trauma. We all have a story to tell. There is 2/3 of all people around the planet that will have a traumatic experience by the time they reach 16 years old, whether it is the violent loss of someone, being bullied by family members and or at school, or sexual assault. I went through all of these by the time I was 9 years old. So violence, loss, disrespect, shame, being violated was really instilled in me at a very young age. Once I understood what is the root cause of all of my actions, being with groups of people, that they were violent, that they were absent, that they were neglectful, that they were emotionally unavailable. I understood, where did this come from? Because, here we go again, traumas are wounds that have not been properly healed. And this is when I am telling you, don't do it alone. Seek help. Surround yourself with people that are conducive to your progress in life. Definitely.
Thank you. Are there any small techniques that could be incredibly useful in terms of enabling someone to stop the cycle of self-abuse or receiving abuse from others, in terms of business relationships, or life relationships, or even friendships? Is there anything like, I know, EFT technique, or anything you would say yourself, or is there anything at all that you feel they could start doing by themselves?
Yes, absolutely. To me, prayer and meditation and doing gratitude exercises has helped me tremendously in this lifelong process of healing. When we are in a process of healing, this is something very important that everybody needs to understand. When you're in a healing process, this is not like a magic wand. Oh, in a year, I'll be cured. There is no cure. This is not a disease, okay? This is a process, a long journey to recovery from especially childhood trauma. And definitely in my case, in my story, praying has always been vital. And when I say prayers, I'm always thankful for the simplest things that I have, like being still alive to this day. My life could have easily ended before the age of 40 because of the lifestyle that I was having. I was going in a deep down rabbit hole of self-destruction and total self-harm. So that was a big part of my story. But when I understood that that was a higher power telling me, you have a purpose in this world, it was a slow journey of praying, meditation. I have a teacher, he is an amazing human being, that he says, prayer is talking to God. And meditation is listening to God. There are so many meditations. They're short, they're longer, and they are all targeted with your specific needs. Just last night, I wanted a meditation for easing down for the evening. So I did something called Yoga Nidra, that it calms your body from head to toe. And I love guided meditation because you focus on what this individual is saying as the meditation goes. So definitely yoga, meditation, prayer, physical activity has helped me tremendously, and it helps me with quality of life throughout my whole life. When I was in the biggest turmoil in my life, confused that I didn't know where my life was going, definitely physical activity, dance, music helped me through it all. And this is the thing, the more physically active we are, the better we will feel. The levels of the stress hormone cortisol will go down tremendously, and the happy chemicals of our body, serotonin and endorphins, these levels will go up just by having physical activity, just by getting one massage. Yes, I am a licensed massage therapist for 20 years, and I am a receiver and I'm a giver as well. And as a massage therapist, I can tell you that I have worked with tens of thousands of people with different situations, trauma, alcohol and drug recovery. These practices are extremely powerful for anybody's recovery, that's for sure. But definitely meditation, prayer, going in a walk in nature can really help us clear our minds and look at life with a different lens. But it's a slow process. Please be patient.
Thank you. In terms of affirmations, what happens when your reality is very different to what you're affirming? So let's say if I'm looking at the mirror and all I'm seeing is a very chubby woman, who is relatively ugly, and maybe I don't have that many teeth in my mouth, let's say. And then if I'm affirming I am beautiful and I am unique and this kind of thing, perhaps I would feel a little bit, I don't know, I'm not sure if I would feel empowered by those kind of affirmations. What would you recommend people do to say effective affirmations that do tend to work over the long term?
Yes, I would say that affirmations can be a very powerful tool to recovery and self-discovery, but definitely is about putting things into practice as well. And there is a lot of people that then mistakenly say it's like, oh, I am just going to use the law of attraction, and like magic, everything will be better. I'll have a booming business. I will be successful. And honestly, I mean, I don't want to break anybody's bubble, but it doesn't really work that way. We do words of affirmation as part of, let's say, a package to getting out of our comfort zone and putting the work into it. Because if we don't work hard for what we really want, we're not going to get the results that we want. It's very easy to say, it's like, you know what? Words of affirmation will do everything for me. It's a powerful tool, but physically, you got to do the work. There is this powerful inspirational speaker. His name was Jim Rohn, and he would say, work harder on yourself than you do in your job. For example, if this individual, let's say she is chubby, she doesn't have 3 teeth in her mouth, the law of attraction is not going to help you get better and look better. You're going to have to go to a dentist, okay, and fix your teeth. And I can tell you this because I had very crooked teeth. I had so many teeth in my mouth that I had to get teeth out of my mouth and then braces. It was a long, painful process, but now, and I cannot thank my mother enough for this because he helped me on this journey, but now I can smile confident that I have very nice teeth. But it was with hard work and dedication. Definitely. And in my business, for example, I am not just going to say, oh, I have a business and everybody loves my business and that's it, because I am attracted to business. You got to go to put the work into it. And it's hard work. It's long hours. It's longer hours than any paying job. So definitely the work that you put into it physically, this is what you will get out of it. That is for sure. So hard work and dedication, blood, sweat, and tears. Remember, you are worth it. It's a job that is worth it because it's for you, it's for your growth, it's for you feeling and being beautiful inside and out.
Thank you. For those people that already have toxic relationships in their life, whether it's a toxic relationship with their husband or with very important, very close people in their life that they feel they can't get away from, what can they do to optimize those relationships that were based on them having childhood trauma of, let's say, abuse or emotional unavailability, shame, guilt, or other, being made to feel stupid or any other childhood trauma?
Definitely. I had the father of my kids. He was a very toxic, violent individual. We were the reflection of each other. He had a violent upbringing. I had a violent upbringing. And once I understood that fact, I asked him, we need to go get help together. And with any relationship, especially when you have a partnership, it's teamwork. No partnership will work unless there's teamwork involved. There's got to be a common ground for everybody. And if you want a better relationship, either you stay with that person, but that person is willing to embark in that journey of self-discovery, of healing, of progress, or it's time to pick up your things and move to another stage in your life. With my ex, I tried everything. I tried going to counseling, couples counseling, but this was the thing, and this was my reality. I was willing to put in the job to do everything that the counselor told us to do in order for us to improve our relationship, but he wasn't willing to do anything about it. He was just wanted to stay where he was, which he did all the way to his untimely death. He had addiction problems. We were addicted to each other, addicted to the violence, addicted to being emotionally unavailable. And then we were a reflection of our childhood traumas, which was a very dangerous, violent, destructive situation. And once I understood these issues, I said to myself, I am not going to repeat this trauma that I've been carrying with me through my kids' eyes. I refuse that my children will keep on with this generational trauma for the next life and the next life. And it was time to cut that cord from the root out. And I didn't walk away. I ran away from this person. Thank God. I was in tremendous danger when this happened. And this is what happens to a lot of people, that they don't know how to get out of a violent situation. It's because of fear of losing your life. And unfortunately, a lot of people never make it out. I am one of this group of women that I did make it out, that I did survive it, that I did really succeed out of this violent relationship. I'm very grateful about it. But here we go again. It's about putting the work. It's about getting help. It's about not doing this alone, because you really cannot do it alone. Doing it alone for me meant staying in that relationship. That was trying to make it alone, and it never really worked out. It really doesn't work out. So please, to those of you out there that are involved in a violent relationship, you will find a way. There will always be someone out there that will help you through it all. Never do it alone, please.
Thank you. Tell us where entrepreneurs can find you.
Yes. I am at www.woundedhealer.us, and you can find me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok under woundedhealer.blanca E.
Follow me for more interviews with world's most innovative health changemakers to live your healthiest life ever.